Hello, CCCH families and parents. Pastor Dan and Melissa here, just joining you from our family room to your family room. Hopefully, we just wanted to share some time with you from our home to your home. Every single month, we put together a family update the last couple months. And then last month in January, we decided that we wanted to do an online parenting class personally for you. These online parenting classes aren't very long. They're just a few minutes together, just us as parents sharing with you as parents. We by no means have it all together, and we by no means are perfect parents. But we just wanted to share with you, just from where we are, from our heart to yours, being with you alongside of you as parents. Each month we've just been talking the last couple months, and just wanted to make sure that you are ready to do the next thing, to be ready for the next step in whatever stage you're in. Last month we just talked about this idea of faith and fear, especially going into 2021. And this month we just want to talk about love. It's February, it's Valentine's Day. And, when we talk about love, we think about, our families, and of course we love our families. But what we want to do is we want to just kind of challenge you a little bit about this idea of love and how we love in a lot of different ways. And the verse that kind of came to us was Ephesians 5. It says, "Therefore, be imitators of God as dearly beloved children. Walk in love just as Christ has also loved you, gave himself up for us as an offering, as a sacrifice to God, as a fragrant aroma." The first thing when it comes to love is this idea of learning to love and just teaching love. And just as we're children of God, our children are ours. And we want to teach them how to learn to love. And love in this verse is not just phileo, like that brotherly love, family love. It's also this idea of agape love. And as the verse says, it's a sacrificial love. And when we're teaching our kids about love in our home, we work very hard to make sure that they're learning how to love sacrificially. And they've seen that from us, hopefully. And we're really just trying to honestly lead in front of them. That's our next thing, is we just want to be leading in love.
This whole idea of teaching our kids how to love started with our kids in the hospital. Whenever Caleb was born, Jenna was a big sister. She was 3.5 years old. Caleb was born prematurely, and we ended up spending 15 days in the hospital with him in the NICU. And we can remember taking Jenna to the hospital with us and going into the NICU. And I can remember one day, particularly about 8 days in, we were leaving the hospital and Jenna starts crying and screaming as we're leaving out of the NICU, and her screaming and saying, "Please don't make me leave my baby. I love him." And from the get-go, we had taught our kids that, we love one another. As they've gotten older, we've never allowed them to physically fight in our home. We've always told them from very, very little, you know what? We love one another. We're best friends. We love each other. Now our kids are teenagers, and that could be a really difficult time, especially this last year, as our family has spent a lot of time together, that it could have been a lot of like headbutting and that sort of thing. But they're still very, very close to this day. So the seeds that we sowed in them at a very, very early age, we love one another. We care for one another. We take care of one another. We're best friends together, has followed them through. And we're hoping that as they leave our home, that's something that they will take with them.
Absolutely. And we want to lead in front of them as well. Even with our marriage and how we react to each other, we've been very, very careful about how we talk to each other with love and respect in front of our kids. Because as the Bible says, we're imitators of Christ, and our kids are imitators of us. Mm-hmm. Whether we like it or not, our kids are little us. So, people say, hey, they look like you, but sometimes, be real, sometimes our kids act like us. And sometimes those bad habits they pick them up from us. Let's be real. And so we want to make sure that we're leading in front of them, because what happens is we're teaching them how to live out love when it comes to their own homes, when they get married, when they become parents. And so what we want to do is we want to set them up for the example that we have in front of them. So as we're learning with them, we're leading them, we're also teaching them how to live out love. Because to be real, it's something we teach in middle school, we teach in high school. How you treat your brother and sister, but also how you treat your mom and dad, will also affect how you treat your future spouse. So daughters who are out there, your daughter, you need to work very hard, dads, at how you have a relationship with her. Sons and moms, how they have that relationship, because that really sets a very, very big tone of how they're going to treat their future spouse. So the love in our home, not just phileo love, family love, but agape love, is love that's sacrificial. It's not about always getting your way. And that's something we teach our little kids, but also we teach our teenagers in our home, that you're not always going to get your way. And sometimes it's all about compromise. And if you've talked to us and you maybe sit with us and talk to us about marriage, we talk a lot about this idea of marriage is godly compromise. So this month, we just wanted to give you some opportunity to think this through, have some conversations in your home. It's Valentine's Day coming up this Sunday. Talk to your family about love. And as maybe as a couple, as you're watching this, or whatever your setup is in your family, think through this idea of learning about love, teach your kids about love. Honestly, how do we learn in front of them? And then also, how do we lead in front of them? But also, what do we want our kids to do as they live out love in their own homes? Helping your kids have conversations about being a mom or a dad, a husband, wife in the future. Thank you so much for joining us. Again, hopefully this has been an encouragement for you. As always, we're available to you as a couple, as a mom and dad who are raising teens, who've been through the little kid stage and now we're in the teenage years. We would love to partner with you, walk beside you, pray with you, encourage you however we can. Thank you so much for letting us into your world for a few moments this month. We will talk to you again in March on another one of these online parenting classes. Talk to you very, very soon.